at what point did you start becoming like a DJ at the Roadium? Was this like before the DJ Quik Red Tape, or was this after
yes.
that?
It was definitely before. That Red Tape wasn't actually produced till like 89, 90, okay?
Oh.
For some reason, a lot of people think that it was older than that, but it wasn't. And that Red Tape was actually done at my friend, Greedy Greg, who actually not only manages me still, but who was managing Quik and Second Tenant AMG at that time. It was done at his house in the city of Inglewood. And the funny part about it, I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but I'll backtrack. In my documentary, when I recorded my manager, Greedy Greg, he straight told me, when we did the Red Tape, we stole a little bit of your style that you would do on the Roadium mixtapes. So it was definitely before the Red Tape. I started making mixtapes for this Japanese man named Steve in 1987, early 87. That's when I started doing those mixtapes. Dr. Dre was doing them from 84 to 87, and then I took over around 87 to 91. So actually, in 1990, when I released my last one of the songs that was on those the Red Tape, the infamous song that dissed MC8 was on my mixtape from the Roadium.
Wow. Now this, okay, the Red Tape, you're talking, like you said, 89, a couple years later before or after your tapes dropped. But this was mostly, from what I remember from hearing it, it was mostly a second to none album. I mean, it's pretty much the first second to none album, isn't the majority of the Red Tape?
Yeah. It's. I like to call it that it was their demos. That's what I like to call it because I still have that tape. I still have the original Red Tape that a lot of people, I see a lot of stuff on YouTube that people put up, this is from the Red Tape, and it's not. What a lot of people don't know is that Quik, on his first album, Quik is the name, he has a song on there called 8 Ball. Pass me the 8 Ball, okay? And he replayed all the instruments because he couldn't clear the original sample that he used, which was Slipping Into Darkness by War. I still have that original. And I'll tell you the truth. If he could have cleared it, that song could have been another Tonight, another Born and Raised in Compton, another Local Hood, because he tore it up on that production, bro. He tore it up. And I still have it. So, but they couldn't clear it. They were paying too much for samples already. So they just took that off and replayed an original song, which I really did not like.
That's some history. So 89, you meet Quik. Did you already know High C at the time, or did you meet High C through Quik?
I met High C in late 88. I was still working with the NWA crew with these mixtapes, and so I didn't really care to find another rapper because I love doing the mixtape stuff. But when Dre says we're taking off, we're doing these tours now, you're gonna have to find somebody to rap on them. I was like, shoot, what do I do now? So Steve tells me there's a guy at the end selling clothes at the end of the Swan Bee, like at the back end. He goes, his name is High C. He's from Compton. He's a blood and blah blah blah. And I was like, let me go meet him. So I walked back there and I meet him. He was cool, nice guy. You could tell he was from the hood, and he told me I rap. He was 17 at this time, and he was just a kid. He was in last year of high school. He was going to Centennial High School in Compton. So he came over to my house and he rapped. He rapped a song called "I'm Hard," and I'll be honest with you, I didn't think it was that hard, but I liked his voice. And it wasn't until he told me, I'm performing at my school. Do you mind coming and DJing for me? So I said, sure, why not? So I took my equipment and we DJ'd. We performed in the gymnasium for his school. And I loved the way he interacted with the crowd. Like, I thought that was very, very different, and that's when I said, okay, I'm going to put him on one of the mixtapes. And we did. He rapped off of an instrumental, Funky Cole Medina by Tone Loc had just dropped, That was a little up-tempo. That was a mixtape called Base Station. After that, we did a house music mix for this guy, Steve. And he even rapped to house music. And then we finally did one where he rapped to a hip-hop beat. And that's when I said, okay, this is his niche. This is where I'm going to keep him here. So he would just rap to house music, to hip-hop music. And eventually his name started growing on the streets because of those mixtapes. And then he would always talk about DJ Quik, DJ Quik, DJ Quik. So one day he brought him, and I met him. And one thing about Quik, he reminded me a lot of Dr. Dre. I mean, a lot of Dr. Dre. Up to that point, I hadn't met anybody that I thought could compare to Dr. Dre. And a lot of people don't know that Quik was still DJing, he was rapping, and he was producing. And he was engineering, even back then at a young age. This guy was multi-talented. And I remember Steve even told me, I think this guy right here is the next Dre. That's what he said. Now, fast forward to 2019. If you ask me, who are your best hip-hop producers, I'm going to be honest with you, because I've known them this long and because I love the production, I still say it's Dre and Quik. That's just, a lot of people will say Premier and, Pete Rock and all these other people. Cool. And I have mad respect and mad love for those guys. I love their stuff. But I grew up with these guys. So, to me, those are my best producers.
At an early age and developed. Okay, so you met High C, and Quik. Was second to none in AMG already down with the team as well, and Penthouse players?
Yes. They were already down with the team. I hadn't met Penthouse players just yet. I didn't meet them until the early 90s. We're still talking about the late 80s when I met these guys. And when I met AMG,
they're all in high
it was
school
funny.
Together, pretty much.
Yes, when I met, even though AMG was from Cleveland, okay, a lot of people don't know that. And he came out here in the late 80s. And when I met him, his name was Spin. That was his name, Spin. When I met him, he was Spin. What's up, Spin? What's up, Spin? So one day, he's working on his record, and all of a sudden, he's AMG. And I was like, I'll be honest with you, I was like, what the hell? So he goes, yeah, my name's AMG now. And I never asked him, why AMG? I just left it alone. But Steve kept calling him Spin. And he finally told Steve, man, don't call me fucking Spin anymore. It's AMG. So he kind of loped up on him. But second to none has always been second to none. High C has always been High C. Quik has always been Quik. So, yeah, AMG was the only one who changed it.
They're very underrated, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Those guys